This market sucks. Feels like there's a bidding war on every new listing. Prices and mortgage rates are both going up, and it just seems like there's nothing left if you're a buyer. But if you know where to look, you'll find what feels like a secret inventory where you're not going to be competing against other buyers, where you won't feel the pressure to waive inspection, which you never should do anyway, and where you won't have to offer your firstborn child as earnest money. This house has been on the market for 45 days. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with it. It's in a good neighborhood, quiet street. It's in okay shape. It's not in perfect shape, but it's in decent shape. But it's just been sitting here with no offers or no activity. It is way overpriced. In this neighborhood, this house should be in the $340,000, $325,000 range, and right now it's priced at $395,000. However, once a house has been on the market for more than a few weeks, sellers and their agents know that that asking price is going to be less and less attainable, and they begin to be open to other offers. In the case of this home, it's being offered by a popular online iBuyer, which is a company that buys directly from home sellers, puts a minimal amount of cash into it, and then puts it back on the market at a higher price. In the case of this iBuyer, their average discount over the last 6 months to buyers of their properties has been 4%, with discounts between 14 and 20% not being uncommon. If you know what the house is actually worth, you should be writing that offer. It doesn't cost us anything to write an offer, so don't be shy, even in this crazy market. Here's another house that's been on the market for more than a month, and like the last one, it's definitely overpriced. But I also think buyers aren't falling in love with it because it is a little plain. A very comparable house priced higher than this one around the corner was listed at the same time and went under contract almost immediately because it was slightly more dressed up. But don't be afraid of sweat equity. For $5,000, you could add granite countertops to the rest of the kitchen and a tile backsplash. For another couple grand, you could replace this builder grade vanity with something custom and put a framed mirror on the wall. You could really help this owner's suite with a new light fixture and some paint and some window treatments. It wouldn't necessarily be cheap to do this owner's bathroom if you hired it out, but if you did it yourself, you'd be surprised at how inexpensive it could be. Sweat equity is a great thing. It doesn't matter if you don't currently have the skills, you can learn. Take me for example. When my wife and I bought our first house, this was 14 years ago or so, I didn't really even know the best way to paint a house or paint a wall. But I learned. I did research, I got books, I did a lot of Google University, YouTube University, and I eventually got to the point that I got my building contractor license. We flipped a few houses, gutted them all the way down to the studs and built it back up. And I had to learn by doing, and that's how you'll learn too, if you have a passion for it and you want to do it. Here's a great example of sweat equity at work. My clients bought this house about 2 years ago and have been renovating it while living in it. If your concern is that transforming a home is going to be an all-consuming task, take it one room at a time, starting with the rooms you'll find it hardest to live with in their current state. When they bought this house, it was a little beat up from renters, but it's nothing that a little bit of paint and new flooring couldn't fix. You can also act as your own general contractor, hiring trades to do the physical work while managing the projects yourself. This can save you at least 20% if you know how to manage the moving parts. You can breathe new life into a dingy old bathroom with a new vanity and flooring, and a fun shower curtain doesn't hurt. You don't necessarily need to have a designer's eye like these clients either. As long as you can identify what you like, you can find inspiration on sites like Pinterest and Houzz. And if you're not in too much of a rush and you have the budget for it, there's always new construction. This is Fable Hill in Hugo, and Pratt Homes is building some extraordinary single-family and villa-style homes here. If you picture square blocks and beige homes when you think of new construction, this is anything but. Rolling hills, winding roads, big lots, and unique layouts and finishes. But new construction comes at a cost, both in time and money. These houses start at about $700,000, and their build time is at least 6 months out. If a higher-end development isn't in your budget, there are slightly more affordable neighborhoods to be found. This is Wicklow Cove in Blaine. Prices here start at around $500,000 for a brand new home. But remember, with new construction, if you want something that looks as nice as the model home, plan on spending another $50,000 to $100,000 in upgrades. The point of all of this is that if you're in a rut and feel like you'll never find something in this insane market, you may want to try thinking outside the box.